Puck sitting in the far circle, picked up by Deering. Right wing pass, here come the Chill. Hunter Anderson with a wide open net. He'll put it towards the net, they score! The Coulee region Chill. Coppola trying to work it back to the near point. Newsoniemi holds onto it. One-timer shot. League scores! Oh my! Newsoniemi to Lang from the far point, and that gets past the goaltender Brave. 2-on-1 pass from Faust. Here they go on the move. Hunter Anderson shoots and scores!
It's the Chill Coaches Show.
You ready for Buffalo Wild Wings on Wednesday?
I will be there with a smile, and I believe in our guys, and happy to answer any and all questions.
Rick and Scotty are talking puck with Coach Hamry and Coach Dagenhart, Chill players, and even the opposition on Wednesday nights from Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Now, live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Onalaska, where it's family night. Here are two guys that hope Santa brings them the NHL season with the center ice package on DirecTV. And, oh yeah, a kegerator. Rick Frankie and Scotty Grand.
Welcome to the Chill Coaches Show from Buffalo Wild Wings in Onalaska, where the food is always smelling good, and you can join us for family night. $1.99 off the kids menu is a pretty darn good deal.
Yes, it is.
Whether you get the boneless wings or the original, you can pick your favorite flavor. If you want them to make them a little, the wings maybe a little cooked down a little more, they'll do it for you. All you have to do is ask your waitress. They'll get you all set up. They're here to please.
Yes, good service here. And Rick, just an FYI, I did some research. Kegerators, $179 at current websites right now.
Is that right?
That is
That's
correct.
a lot cheaper than the one that I was looking at for $400.
Yes.
So that's good news for those in the market for a kegerator, and that's something I'd love to have. Welcome to the Chill Coaches Show. Coach Hamry, Coach Dagenhart. Nicole Noy is in the house. She'll be giving away some free Chill swag, and I've got a CRSN hat as well, so goodies to be given away. All right, let's get down to business, Coach Hamry. Let's talk about last weekend. Obviously, was not a great weekend for the Coulee Region Chill, although in terms of shots on goal, those numbers were upped. In fact, better than Janesville on the Saturday night game. But problems in the first period and giving up early goals, and the Jets getting leads, and Brock Kautz able to hang on. It ends up being the North Player of the Week at our expense. And so obviously it isn't exactly where you wanted it to be after that weekend with a team coming from the North. But we got to play the games, and obviously Aberdeen's coming in. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But let's get your take on this past weekend, things that you took out of it that you were happy about, and things that you need to work on.
Well, it'd be a lot more enjoyable eating my Buffalo grilled chicken sandwich after 2 wins being here.
Yeah.
But having said that, we've had several good days in the rink of practice this week. Looking back on that weekend, we were disappointed with the starts to the game on Friday in particular. And a little bit of a surprise in that we'd had a couple real good weeks of practice. We were coming off of a game. Very pleased with how we finished both games. Unfortunately, as I said to you over the weekend, I think on Friday night, too little too late. And so we've discussed with the team, and we work with the players. How do we make that third period or middle of the game intensity that we showed this weekend, our staple from the opening faceoff every night? We've had that at times this season. We know it's in our team. When you have young players or first-year guys and veteran guys stepping into new roles of leadership, and a lot of guys finding new roles together, we're fighting some inconsistency. We like our guys. We believe in them. We're working with them, and those are things that we've definitely addressed, talked about, and expect better on this upcoming week.
Now, obviously, on the Saturday night contest, decided to put Devin Kiro in net, and we obviously we haven't seen a lot of him. He's a youngster, drafted here for this season, and obviously got off to a shaky start and was replaced by Blake Cates, who came in and really has developed a calmness, a veteran-type approach when he comes in, if you were to look at the two in terms of where they're at right now. How do you go further here with Devin Kiro in terms of starts? I mean, obviously with this upcoming weekend, is it going to be Blake Cates because of the experience and the necessity to try to climb up on points on Aberdeen? When do you see Devin getting another chance to get out there and get more experience?
Well, I always announce starting lineups and goaltenders the night before or morning of a game, so I'm not going to give you any insider information on the World Wide Web. But
you know that.
And I also have another policy: I don't speak with one player to another. So on the World Wide Web, this is fairly open, transparent. But good questions and respectful Both young men are fabulous young men. They're both great kids. So let's just start out as who they are as people. Both Devin and Blake, in that order you asked, are just great kids both. Supportive of each other, competitive within the position as goaltenders are on a team. Speaking to the game Friday night, Devin, a couple of those goals were seen IDOG goals through traffic. Screen tip, yes, tips are a part of the game. It's something we work on weekly. The player that tipped their second goal doesn't necessarily know where that tip's going, but it found the net. Devin's doing his very best for a lot of circumstances. We'll just kind of leave alone right now. He hasn't had as many starts to date as maybe would have liked him to. But we're working with him. He's a great kid. He's competitive. He's a valued member of our team and program. The puck luck didn't follow him on Friday night's game. We made a change in the middle of that game, and as you alluded to, Blake came in and really showed, the Saturday night's game.
Yeah.
And we made a change midway through that Saturday night's game, and Blake showed some real composure finishing off that Saturday night game. Had played solid on that Friday night as he has in past recent starts. So they're both goaltenders that are great kids, starting point number one. And they're both working on different areas of a development in their game. Blake's shown a little bit more success recently than Devin. We want to encourage and support Devin to find that level of success as well. And we're lucky that they're both so supportive of each other, as well as having that healthy internal competition within the team.
John, I'd have to assume with this big weekend series that Blake is probably going to be there for sure Friday night. Just guessing. I know you won't release that. But going back to Devin, how do you rebuild his confidence after something like that? I mean, like you said, 2 of those goals, it could have went either way. Maybe the last one, something that maybe he should have gotten possibly from our perspective from what we saw. But at the same time, too, I mean, how do you rebuild his confidence? What do you do to work with a kid like that to kind of get that confidence and just that game speed back?
Well, certainly we've talked to him this week on a number of different levels. One, he's a supported, valued member of our program. Secondly, practice time this week and in general is an opportunity to make mentally your game time and approach our practices with that mental resolve. We're very fortunate to have Coach Matt Lundeen working with our goaltender, former Maine Black Bear, former Mercyhurst College Athlete of the Year, USHL Championship Clark Cup MVP. So he's got a lot of experience as a goaltending coach, and we're very fortunate to have Matt, a person of his quality, Lundeen, working with Devin. And so besides AJ and myself, Matt actually is in that goaltender's mindset and can relate and can reach out to him and support him. There's some physical technique or fundamentals. There's some other things in mentally how he can support himself, how he can be his own best friend as a goaltender. And that's the approach we went back to work with him on this week.
Has it been your experience that goaltenders' psyches are a bit different than other players in other positions?
I don't like to give them that excuse, but a lot of people say that. A lot of people say that. I don't like to subscribe to that excuse. I like to, every player is a member of the team, and some people might say I'm the wingnut at this table, and other people might look at one of you three. So, so we all have our unique personalities, and we want to value and support all.
It's kind of like the kicker in football. How's Scott Norwood doing? Anybody call him lately and check on him? I mean, and really.
Laces up.
Yeah, and really it is. I mean, like you said, Coach, they are. You don't want to give them the label, but it is a stereotypical thing that a goaltender, just with the way they get barraged with shots throughout the game, you have to have a different mindset in that position.
Rick's actually alluding to a really good point, actually a really astute question relative to the position. One of the things they talked about with Devin this week, and if you played a lot of golf, being an aggressive golfer is a mindset of ball position of to a certain extent, you can't control the lie that the golf ball finds on the ground. A lot of the aggression of a goaltender is similar. There's a lot you can't control. You can't control when a shot is going to come to you. You just have to be fluid and in position for saves. So the mindset of a goalie being aggressive is different than a skater being aggressive on a forecheck, a defenseman being aggressive on pinches or pins in the corner. There's a mindset of composure and aggressive positioning, perhaps, composed, relaxed, aggressive play, but you're not bringing that play to something. You're waiting for it to come to you, and you have to have great mental strength and preparation and be ready for that play when it comes.
Going on to a different subject during the game, and Rick and I obviously seen this as the games went on, but you're developing quite a rivalry with the Jets. From what we can see, the game was very physical both nights. There was obviously some altercations that had happened again, just like up in Janesville. And we also saw you get a little bit fired up. And normally we don't see the sweater vest, as we can say.
Yes.
Get over and say something to the other coach. Now, I know out of respect for the coach, you probably won't say what was said, but can you agree with us on that aspect that maybe you and the Janesville coach don't see eye to eye on things at this point?
Well, I respect the Janesville organization as a member organization in our league, and I can't remember what I might have said, but it might have been something. I hope you have a safe bus ride home.
That was nice.
That was
it
nice.
It was being cordial, but with some sarcasm, I would imagine.
Not asking somebody to grab the keys and start the bus?
No, not,
okay.
Nothing like that.
Sorry about that.
Nothing like that.
No, we believe in respecting other organizations.
Yes.
I would disagree with you on the altercations this weekend as opposed to several weeks back when we were in Janesville. Very, very different. And anybody that studied the series, anybody that studied the play, the altercations this weekend, maybe heat of the moment, and I'll leave it at that. We focus on team tough, strong hockey, team play, skill development. Coached technique on physical play that's within the rules of the game, and that's how our organization handle ourselves. And other organizations, they have to walk with their own class and answer their own business, and I'll leave other organizations to their own.
And as broadcasters, we're very proud of Matt Williams' effort in his fight this past weekend,
yes.
and he did a fine job when he didn't get an overhand surprise right off the draw. So we'll drop the fighting discussion, and that's enough said about that. Now let's talk about the division and where we sit. Obviously, we're not sitting pretty right now in last, 1 point behind Aberdeen. This is a very important weekend series against the Aberdeen Wings, who are also coming off consecutive losses against Minot. They did pull 1 point out of that in a shootout, which they lost last weekend, and we'll talk to Garrett Strode about their issues up there, although they have been scoring goals as of late besides that 2-0 shutout to Brookings over the weekend. How important are these games to you, Coach? I know they're all important, and you can always say that, but, I mean, how important is climbing out of last place against Aberdeen this weekend for you?
Well, you don't want to dig a deep hole early in the season, middle of the season, so every game's an important game. Last weekend's games were important, and this weekend's games were important, and as coaches, we knew the Blaine Showcase games were important. It's good that we got some points early on in the year when maybe people didn't expect we would. These games are important. Next week's 2 games will be important, so it's a mindset that doesn't change, and we're very hungry and want to play with that intensity that I think a lot of fans saw in the third period on Saturday, that in the second half of both games, and we've showed different games for entire game stretches, and we want to show that from the opening faceoff. These are important games, but if you discredit last weekend's games as important, and so are next week. So yeah, these are very important games against a team that's sitting close to us in the division standings, and we don't want to dig too deep of a hole.
Do you think it's important in the psyche of your guys, your players, to beat Aberdeen this weekend?
Well, I think it's important in the psyche of players to have success against any team. Be it Aberdeen this weekend, and Minot next Thursday, Bismarck next Saturday. I think it's important in their psyche, just overall confidence. At some point, I like to tell teams, doesn't matter who you play, where and when, we focus on how we play. If you get busy in terms of standing around watching, well, geez, who's Perizek's going to do this on that faceoff or on their power play, or Steinhauser's going to be doing this on the forecheck, or all of a sudden you stop and watching those guys, you're not focused on your own team play. And at some point, we'd like to dictate our tempo, our game play, make people chase us a little bit, and so that becomes a mindset or a psyche too. In that sense, we want to have confidence playing against any opponent.
Yeah, John, this weekend you're playing a team that is dead last in penalty kill at 74%. So I'm sure that the power play will be a focus for you guys this week in practice. I know it's been a focus, but how important is to get that ball rolling down the stretch here, especially against a team like Aberdeen that I would say is a high probability you can take advantage of?
I think it's important at any point in the season. I think we saw some real progress a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago at that Friday game, power plays generated 2 of the 5 goals that we scored against Brookings. So power play is very important. We're working on different players and their power play skills, and players that are maybe used to, they've had power play time at a lower level of hockey, and now they're playing against better players, better penalty kill, and we got a lot of guys that are stepping into some new roles. But yeah, the power play is going to be very important, as is the penalty kill, as is staying out of the box with discipline, so we can play 5-on-5 or more power play.
The special teams for the Coulee region against Aberdeen thus far in the 2 games played when they came to visit a few weeks ago, 1 for 4 on the power play, which is better than the 9.4% effective rate, and the penalty kill was better against Aberdeen at 86%. So those numbers were good against Aberdeen, but it looks like everyone's numbers are good against Aberdeen when it comes to special teams.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, Coach, I don't know, I'm sure you analyze the team, AJ, you too, but you look at their defensemen back there, and they like to pinch and they like to take chances back there. I think that's pretty apparent. I think you guys see that on film. But, I mean, what is something you guys have planned to take advantage of something like that if they do come in a little, let's say, over-aggressive?
Well, should I tell it on the broadcast, or is Garrett? Do you have Garrett online early?
He's not with us yet.
Yeah, where's the X's
logged
and O's
in,
board?
or?
We should have got that this week.
Well,
I got to work on that. Okay. X's and O's board.
No, we certainly respect Aberdeen's special teams,
yes.
and Rick talked about effective rate. I'd love to have a 9% effective rate at the bank right now.
It doesn't look so good compared to
doesn't
the
look
other
as good on
effective
some
rates.
of on the power play, but then you also like to see, okay, what's the last 3 games or 6 games or 10 games,
Sure.
and hopefully as we go into the second half of the season, that last 8-game segment type of numbers will trend up. Aberdeen's a good skating team. They get in your face. They want to be aggressive, certainly. We'd like to get pucks behind their defensemen. We'd like to certainly get pucks to their net and really challenge their goaltenders. We need to break a real good aggressive forecheck by Aberdeen, and so we'll have some things we're working on to accomplish that. And real good sound puck movement if and when and how we get power play opportunities to work to take advantage.
One last question about the power play, and then we'll drop that subject for now. What would you say to your critics that say that the Coulee Region Chill pass the puck a little bit too much in the zone and don't take enough shots? Because that's something that's been said to me, and I'd like to have you respond to that question and to why they may perceive it that way.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. I tend to agree. No reason to. It's a legitimate comment, and it's also a positive in the sense that we have guys with some skill that are really trying to move the puck, and that are making plays and are passing the puck, and so they have some skill. One of the things that we worked on definitively this week is net front play, net front presence, how you screen, how you tip. And, for 3.5 months, one of the reasons my voice is hoarse tonight is I've been telling the power play you got to shoot at some point.
Yeah.
Let's not be the 12th wonder of the world passing the puck around, and let's try to get a couple lead pipe shots to the net as some plumbers here.
Right.
Let's make some good plays happen at the net front where goals are scored. Good power plays get the puck to the net. So tend to agree. The positive is that, hey, we got guys that have some skill, that have some playmaking ability, maybe in new roles at a higher level than they've been at before, and we need the puck shot. At some point, you need to choose the right shot to take and not be afraid to shoot that puck.
Pucks on net and rebounds off second chances is one great way to get power play goals.
They all count on the board the same.
Absolutely. Scott, do you have anything more?
Well, just going back to that point about their defensemen, you got a guy with a -8, a -6, a -9 across the board for Aberdeen. So obviously they're going to take their chances. Now, my perspective from what I can see is with your forward play, I think it's been a lot better, especially the last 3 weeks. I mean, are you guys expecting to really amp that up against them and just put them in one-on-one situations where they can't recover?
Well, we want to be a team that puts pressure to an opposition, and we want to be a team that on the even strength 5-on-5 game can pressure opposing defensemen with speed, get in on them physically, and get possession of the puck, or be a team that's smart enough to create overload kind of 2-on-1 situations against defensemen down low. One of the things that as coaches we're proud of, we're going to show the guys on film tomorrow. There were some shifts in that third period of Saturday night's game, puck possession in the offensive zone, some cycling, some overlap plays, some very energized, exciting, I would think extremely entertaining shifts to watch from a fan perspective. I know it was for coaches. And that kind of motion and that kind of play possesses the puck and puts opponent defensemen in difficult situations defensively. Yes, we want to do that.
And what can you do to get off better starts? I mean, what kind of preparation can you do for that?
If you have that potion, I'm a buyer.
I know.
I'm on the commodity market, willing to buy.
It just seems like it's a really tough for these guys.
You could
to get
short
a good
sell
start.
me a few lots. I'm a buyer.
I know. Well, I'll see what I can do to find out an answer on that. Let's talk to AJ Dagenhart, your assistant coach here for just a little bit, and we haven't talked to AJ, at least not last week, because he had a little bit of the bug, and now it sounds like John's getting a little sick himself too, so you got to try to weather the storm here. It's that time of year, everybody catching different things here. But AJ, it's great to have you here at Buffalo Wild Wings tonight, and we kind of want to get your take on how you think this team has progressed from beginning to where they're at right now. I know that's a large amount of time from the beginning to where we're at, but what is your perspective on where you want this team to be, and how far away are they?
Well, first of all, pleasure to be back here this week, and in terms of the team,
you're the best looking guy at the table. We're happy you're here too.
well, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
That's a tough task.
Don't take that comment the wrong way.
It's a tough task. Listen to the sarcasm.
Yeah, come on now. No, this team from day one to now, I think the improvement's been huge. I think right now we just got to get some consistency. We've been struggling to find the goal scoring on given nights. When we get the goal scoring, we don't get the goaltending. When we get the goaltending, we haven't got the goal scoring. And unfortunately, those two haven't matched up very well for us right now. But in terms of the guys' play, they've definitely improved. Things are going the right way. We just got to find a way to sustain our pressure or our mental focus, our competitiveness for 60 minutes.
Well, we're going to talk to Derek Smith tonight, one of your defensemen, but I want to bring up a guy we had on the show last week, and I was really impressed with Derek O'Flynn. I really thought that he was fluid and smooth and great decision-making with the puck. You have so much talent back on that blue line. Is that something you guys are looking to do to maybe add some scoring punch down the road, maybe on the front line position via maybe a player move here or there? Because honestly, you guys are loaded back there. I don't know of any other team in the NAHL in our division that I've looked at top to bottom, I think, Rick, you would agree, that has a much potential at that position as we have at the defensive spot.
So we've definitely been looking at that this week. There's a lot of options back there. We do got 8 guys that are there that can all play right now, and it's never fun when you got to sit 2 of them out at come Friday. So definitely looking at some options, things that we can do back there, possibly moving a guy up front, possibly a player move, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. We are fortunate to have a good group of guys back there, and Derek O'Flynn, as he talked about, he's really stepped up. He's played well since he got in from his mono here, so he's been a pleasure to have back there. He
certainly has been, and you mentioned moving defensemen up the forwards. Tried Brady Riesgraff at center for one of those games last weekend, and obviously, if you don't play center all the time, it's going to be a bit tough to just step into that role. We all know how great
left
Brady's
on the
hands
stick,
are,
down on the right,
and how quick. Yeah, for us in video games. So those things, those moves have been made. I know that there was a part of the game. Sean Lang stepped up and played a little bit of wing, and obviously you're going to dabble a little bit in some of those situations, and clearly you can see that that's the strength of this team is in the numbers on defense, and Derek O'Flynn, a great addition. Sean Madigan, I thought, played a pretty good game in his first outing with the Coulee Region Chill. I was impressed with the way he moved the puck out of the zone. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he played a very nice game, actually. I mean, there was probably a 5-minute span in the second. I had to give him a little breather because of his conditioning coming off the injury and not playing for as long as he has, but played a very good game. Made a simple first pass, jumped in the rush occasionally, and played solid in his end. He's a good guy to have back there, and he's a great kid to work with, too. So,
let's talk a little bit about Mac Jansen. He leads the team in points, 13 goals now, 8 assists, 21 points on the season. That's in 25 games. Is he drawing some attention from scouts out there? I mean, if they've been taking a look at Mac, I mean, he's in his second year now, and obviously, for the Chill fans, they see Mac as kind of the guy. He's wearing the C on the chest, and he's the guy who explodes. Yeah, he got in a penalty late in the game that he wasn't thrilled with, and none of us were, but then what did he do? He came out of the penalty box and scored a goal right after that. Tell us about Mac and where he stands with scouting.
Mac's been a good leader for us here. He's a guy, a timely goal for us on Saturday, and he's definitely drawing interest from scouts. A lot of it, we got to have some success as a team to draw scouts in, and he's got to continue to do what he's doing on a consistent basis. He's playing well for us. He's doing a lot of the little things. He's just he's got to stick with the plan, and persistence over time is what's going to get him his opportunities. So.
Yeah, and I wanted to go forward, too, and looking at Eddie Matsushima. He was here last week, and again, we talked about the unorthodox style of how he moves the puck, but he just seems to get a way to be around. He's like a puck magnet. I don't know what it is, if it just gravitates to him, or we'll have to get the secret. Maybe it's something on a TV show I haven't seen. But I mean, is he getting some interest from some scouts too? Because I mean, he just has a knack to be around, and just is a hard player all the time.
Yeah, we actually had a good conversation with Eddie today over at the rink about some interest. But Eddie's a good guy. I mean, he's a hard-working guy. He gets all of his all the good things that come in his game come through his hard work. He's a passionate kid who has a love for the game and just wants to learn. I'd probably sat in the office and done personal one-on-one video with that kid more than anybody. He just wants to learn. He wants to do the little things. He's a sponge and soaks everything up. So he's a great guy.
He's a crazy health food eater too, isn't he?
He is. He's actually at his mother gives us some squirrel bars, or I don't even know what they are. made out of about 20 different kinds of nuts that he brings on the bus. So, but hey, that's one of those things. You know, a high-end athlete. He's got the commitment to his health and nutrition, and he's an amazing guy. He works his butt off for us and does a lot of good things.
AJ, Rick and I have asked you this question before. We know you have ties to the National Hockey League with some of your friends. Have you heard anything from them about the status of the league and what's going on right now? Because obviously as fans, you know, outside of what we do here, we'd love to see that kind of hockey being televised right now. I know Rick and I are disappointed we can't watch any Blackhawks right now, and Timmy, he's just disappointed in general. I know that. But, you know, you just look at what's going on in the league and being connected to some of those guys. Are you hearing anything from them?
That's unfortunate, the situation right now. All I've heard, I've talked with a couple of them, but they want to get going. They're working on deals apparently that they're trying to get.
Do you have any insider information?
I mean, unfortunately, nothing on the inside that's good. I mean, nothing's changed as of late. They'll give their offer, it gets countered, and nothing really has come to terms out of it. So who knows?
You think Gary Bettman has too much power now?
You know what? I don't really know. I wish I had a better answer for you for that, but I think it's a little bit of both sides not wanting to budge that much, and it's unfortunate to see what's happened given the momentum that hockey had here going, and the sport was starting to grow, and now this happens. So
happened before too, in the same situation. Hockey was at its prime, and then everybody just wants a piece of the pie, and that's just what happens in professional sports.
A little greed. So hopefully they can get something done before too long and salvage a little bit of the season. So.
Well, we've got a 12-12-12 birthday boy coming up next.
Aaron
We're going to
Rodgers?
take a break, and Maddie Williams celebrating a birthday
That's
today.
A big birthday
I don't
too.
talk about Aaron Rodgers during this hockey show by any means.
Did.
I know you did. We'll be back with Matt
I
Williams
radio
here.
bombed it.
the Chill Coaches Show from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hey, I just saw you. Dish me maybe. Ping me top post. It's goal, baby.
Rick and Scotty will return in a moment from Buffalo Wild Wings in Onalaska on CRSN. Come join them. Scotty's got your first drink. Wishful thinking.
Would you like to be the first to know before Quick Trip raises the price of gas by receiving alerts on your cell phone? To sign up, text KTKS to 75309. From there, you'll click on the link to choose your favorite Quick Trip store. You'll receive alerts before Quick Trip raises the price of fuel, and you'll receive other money-saving coupons too. So text KTKS to 75309 to enroll, or visit our website at QuickTrip.com and click on Quick Trip Mobile. Message and data rates may apply.
America's Best Value Inn and Econo Lodge in La Crosse, Wisconsin is the home of the Coulee Region Chill's guest opponents. Rooms are available with refrigerators, microwaves, coffee makers, free Wi-Fi, and continental breakfast. Mention the Chill's special daily, weekly, and monthly rates when you book your stay at the America's Best Value Inn and Econo Lodge in La Crosse, Wisconsin, where people stay by choice, not by chance.
Everything we do is to bring you back. Our Tot Spot makes shopping fun for you and the kids. Our signature meats like burgundy pepper spoon roast, ribs on a stick, and Oktoberfest bratwurst make meal prep a snap. Plus, our spectacular deli takes eating at home to a whole new level. Festival's Boomerang Theory. Innovation to bring you back.
Great stuff for not a lot of money. Festival Foods.
Why'd we lose? Well, I thought we shut the lights out in the first two periods. In the third period, we just couldn't put the biscuit in the basket. You know, we just couldn't put the stuffing in the turkey, or we couldn't even put the turkey in the oven. We couldn't put the car in the garage. We couldn't put the train in the station. We couldn't put the rod in the water, lightning in a bottle, the cat in the hat. I mean, that's really why we lost tonight. We couldn't put the cat in the hat.
Don't ever play Lady of Spain again!
The Chill Coaches Show from Buffalo Wild Wings in Onalaska. Now, back to Rick and Scotty.
Welcome back to the Chill Coaches Show for Buffalo Wild Wings. It is family night, $1.99 off the kids menu for the youngsters, and the place is a rockin' as usual. Great food here at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm thinking I'm going black and blue burger here in a little bit. Matt Williams going to join us, but before we do that, we got to do a little happy birthday, a 12-12-12 birthday, which is absolutely unique, right? It's got to be kind of weird to have your birthday on 12-12-12, right?
Yeah, it's a little different.
A little bit different. So let's have Nicole Noy, our lovely Nicole, start with a little happy birthday to Maddie Williams.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Oh, come on, you can sing. That's not singing.
Not singing.
Come on, start us out and we'll join in.
No.
All right, you've made special cookies for Matt.
I did. I had some extra cookie dough left over, so made up some cookies.
I'm not as attractive, but I'll start it. You ready, Rick?
All right, go ahead. He's a singer.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maddie. Happy birthday to you.
Now, Nicole, you are I can't believe you didn't sing.
At least I baked cookies.
You did bake cookies.
Can I have a cookie?
All right, you can give him his cookies. Show him up on the camera there. Show the platter there.
Yeah.
And
let's get the
and I know that
platter.
you were getting some wings there, Matt, and enjoying some great food here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, 20 years old today. You're from Rochester Hills, Michigan, and you played with Victory Honda in U18s. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, that's right.
And tell us a little bit about that experience before coming to the North American Hockey League and playing with Victory Honda, a great team.
It was awesome. I had a really good coach on there, Brian Burke, and you really get a lot of good players. You got like 6 good AAA teams in Michigan, so you get really good challenge, and there's a lot of good players out there, and a lot of guys that are playing Division I, the OHL, and some got drafted last year, so it's night in, night out, it's good caliber hockey.
You still keep in contact with some of the guys you played with on that team?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Quite a few of them, huh?
Yeah.
Now, you started last season playing for the Warriors, played 3 games there. Of course, John was assistant coach there, Mo Mantha, the head coach, and then you were sent to Odessa, where you had 3 goals, 11 assists, 14 points in 43 games, and a +5. What were the differences last year between playing for Michigan and playing for Odessa?
Well, living in Michigan, I was living at home, so that was kind of a shock when I got sent down there, and then I had to move halfway across the country, and I was away from my family. That was the first time I really had to do it, so it was different, but it was a different style of hockey down there because it's a lot tougher and a lot more physical, and night in, night out, you got to be ready to do whatever it takes, and you get 2,000-3,000 people in the rink a night, and it's a really cool atmosphere.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about the atmosphere. Obviously, they're struggling mightily this year. They have the worst record in the league. And obviously, when you play in the South, there's also going to be a lot more fisticuffs, a lot more dropping the gloves. Probably got you ready, although your penalty minute totals last year were pretty low. Obviously, you've been in 2 already this season, both with the Janesville Jets. There's not a lot of love there, but let me give you a high five on the uppercut and the overhand right that you landed on Gardner during that fight.
Down goes Gardner.
It had to feel pretty good. I know Coach doesn't like to talk about fighting, but you had to feel good about getting a little revenge after being sucker punched by Lemeron.
Yeah, I wasn't. Can't say I was looking for it, but it was definitely in the back of my mind going into the weekend that if I had a chance to do something, I was going to try and do it. And it's a team that's a very classless team, and I felt that they deserve something. So.
Well, it was well received, and honestly, I mean, it was one of the highlights of the weekend, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, we gave back the Milk Can Trophy, and we have one more chance to take it back when they come back in, not until March. So some of that fire is going to settle a little bit, but I got a feeling it's going to be in the back of your guys' minds that you don't like the Janesville Jets and you want to take that trophy away from them.
Exactly, we don't like them at all.
Matt, I was really happy to say down goes a Gardner when you knocked him down, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, I guess, second on the team in penalty minutes. Did you ever expect that coming to the Coulee Region Chill?
No, I didn't expect it. It's not my game. I'm not a big guy that gets in the penalty box a lot. I'm not a tough guy at all, but, if you look at it, though, I think 20 of my penalty minutes are in 2 games, both against Janesville, so it just happens to be against them.
You're just saving it for one team is what you're telling us?
It must be.
All right. Yeah, and your style of play, I mean, you're aggressive. You're definitely one of those guys that's not afraid to bring a total A game every night. You've been mixed up with some different lines here the last couple weeks. Who have you liked playing with the most so far? What line combination?
I could play with anybody. I don't really care, but I enjoy playing with Jay Coppola a lot because we kind of have the similar style of game. We're both get after it and go kind of guys, and finish checks and get in on the body. Just how I like to play.
How good was Brock Couts this weekend?
I mean, he was pretty good. We had a tough time getting the puck past him. We had something like 40-something shots in the second game and managed 2 goals. You got to give credit where credit is due, and he played well.
Yeah, because you guys had a lot of opportunities, especially in that third period, and Rick can agree. He just seemed to gravitate everywhere you guys were going, and definitely the luck was going his way. There's no question.
Looked a lot different than he did when we visited down in Janesville. That's for sure. He got pulled for Preeb, and this weekend he had a fire in his belly. He wanted to stop as much as he could, and he did.
No question there. Favorite player on the Blackhawks?
Right now.
Yeah. Well, obviously not right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's still a member of the roster.
Come on, man.
I would say Jonathan Taves.
All right.
There you go.
I love him too. You'd probably dig my pool table room. It's got the Blackhawks and the Chill in there. Yeah, we got some stuff hanging up. What did you get for your birthday? Did you get some stuff for your birthday or what?
Well, a lot of
besides
my stuff
cookies from Nicole?
Yeah. Well, a lot of my stuff's still at home, but I think my parents bought me some new Callaway irons for golf, so
Sweet.
I'm excited about that.
Avid golfer?
That's nice.
Yeah.
Have you been to any of the courses around here?
Oh, I worked at Cedar Creek Golf Club.
Oh, you do?
When we first came here, I was working up there in the carport, so I was over there.
All right.
I enjoyed that.
That's a nice
How
place
do you
to golf.
repair an ice divot? We were talking about an ice divot over the weekend. How would you repair that, you think? And your the golfing experience, come on, you can help me out with this.
Water? I
don't know. You'll learn if you do this show again, and this is your first time here at the Coaches Show, that he asks some of the most ridiculous questions sometimes, and that's just part of being this experience called the Chill Coaches Show. You're an avid golfer, and you're hoping to get some more stuff like that. Are you going to be home for the holidays? And having a birthday close, like my son's is in December too. Do you feel like you get gypped a little bit?
No, not at all.
No?
My family does a pretty good job of hooking me up. So
they hook you up pretty good?
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to get, but I'm excited to go home and see them.
Did you let them know that you were going to be on the Coaches Show, that they could listen in online?
Yeah, I think they're listening.
All right, fantastic. You want to say anything to them?
Just hi, and I miss you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.
Awesome. All right, hey, we appreciate you coming down to the Coaches Show. Matt Williams, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right, let's get Derek Smith over here. We'll talk to him as we continue with the Chill Coaches Show. We've got a ways to go. We're still going to talk to Garrett Strout as well, who is going to give us the lowdown on Aberdeen. That is coming up in just a little bit.
Yeah, and his perspective on how they're playing, Rick. And obviously, they've got some offensive punch, but how's that defense doing? We'll ask Garrett when he gets on the air.
Yeah, we'll talk to him. Speaking of defense, let's welcome Derek Smith to the program. 19 years of age from Apple Valley, Minnesota, and you played for Jerry Hayes, who's been the coach 14 seasons at Apple Valley. And last year you guys were around 500 in terms of your finish, but you were one of the scoring leaders on the team, and you and Lang, you have that chemistry together. And tell us a little bit about your high school hockey experience and how you think that might have helped you here with the Coulee Region Chill.
I played 4 years under Jerry Hayes at Apple Valley. Sophomore year, we actually went to the state tournament for first time since '96. That was a really fun experience. Got to play against Bukestad, Blaine and stuff. Yeah, that was really fun. Junior year, we had another good year. Lost to Egan in the section finals. And then senior year, we struggled. We lost a couple big threats in A.J. Michelson, who's playing at the Gophers right now, and Hudson Fashing, who will be there next year, and Vince Pedri, who went to the USHL.
So lost a lot at the forward position, so you guys were pretty much counted on to get pucks in the net, it looks like, based on the stats from last season.
Yeah, me and Langer were called upon to increase the offense, and we had some success, but I like playing with Lang. We've grown up together, and we kind of know how each other play, and he's a good player.
You recently were given honorable mention from the North American Hockey League for the month of November for Player of the Month, and then also just recently for honorable mention for Player of the Week. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice to be noticed, and I think I've been progressing with my game, and it's always nice to be noticed by the league, and it's a great honor.
We noticed at the showcase in that big game where we took the Texas Tornado to overtime. That had to be a great starting moment for you with the big shot from the point.
Yeah, that was awesome. We had a good power play, and we were down one, and we were kind of moving around, and then Brady gave it to me, and I said, I just got to put a shot on net, and I know I hit his shoulder and went in. So.
And the rest is history.
It's always fun when you can get one past Frederick. Hunter. Don't call me Frederick Leisner.
That's it.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because obviously he spent a lot of years in Aberdeen, or not a lot of years, but a lot of time in Aberdeen against the Coulee Region Chill, and so it was kind of nice to take him to the wire as a Texas Tornado player.
Yeah, Derek. You talked about your offensive game a little bit, and I think it's transitioned well to this league. What's the funnest thing out there on the ice for you, and what do you look forward to the most when you're out there?
Actually, one of the things I like to take pride in is more of my defensive play. I like moving the puck. I like making nice passes, first pass up the ice. But really, I just like shutting people down in the D zone. That's really my kind of thing. Blocking shots. I don't know. I take more pride in my defense than I do in my offense, actually. But the power play is pretty fun to run too, and the penalty kill is also fun. But yeah.
Basically everything.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, the game's just great.
And the talent that you play with back there, we've alluded to it in a couple different shows that we think it's pretty heavy back on the blue line. I mean, do you think you could play with just about anybody back there at this point? I know you like to play with Sean, and Sean is also on this show said he loves playing with you, but I mean, you got to have that different combination to kind of get used to maybe something you'll see down the road in the future of your career.
I think we have a great decor right now, and you can play with just about anyone. Everyone has their strengths and different style of play, but I think throughout the season we've all been comfortable with each other and kind of know how to play with each other, and hopefully we keep improving.
Last question for you from me. Any superstitions that you have to do for each game? Are you a superstitious guy, or does everything pretty much roll? And what's the favorite pregame meal?
Favorite pregame meal is a frozen fettuccine chicken Alfredo dish.
Has to be frozen, can't be fresh?
It's a Red Baron that comes in a package.
And you like the Red Baron, so it even's got a brand name.
Yep.
So I imagine that your billets have that stocked in the freezer for you.
Yep, a bunch of them, and we throw it in at about 3:30, eat around 4, and then we're set.
And there it is.
That's like my pregame bloody before every Packer game, except I don't even play. Last question from me, Derek, and really it kind of goes to, Rick's alluding to some of the power play in that, and, we didn't ask this of any of the players, but John talked about the passing this week and the power play and some of the things. What are you guys working on this week in practice to really get you developed? You talked about the front game as far as the, your forwards really getting in on, screening the goaltender, getting some tips. But do you think there is a little too much passing going on from time to time from your perspective?
Yeah, we need more pucks at the net, and we need better chances at the net. A lot of our shots are perimeter shots, and it'd be nice to get some more shots in the slot and stuff, but this week's focus have been just manufacturing goals, finding ways to score, getting more goals, because we need it right now. So hopefully we can get more pucks to the net and make better skilled plays and get to the slot area, get to the scoring areas.
You're a natural with a microphone. You got it right up to your mouth. You answer all the questions, and it's you may be a future in broadcasting
maybe,
after.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
You're
That's pretty much it right there.
You got anybody listening on CRSN tonight? They know you were going to be on the coach's show?
I don't think so.
You got off of work.
Yeah.
You got off of work to be here.
Yeah, that was nice.
Nice. Tom's a nice guy over
there.
He'll work things out to get you out here for the show. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
A pleasure to have you. You can send Brady over here.
Right,
we'll talk to him real quick. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to talk to the Aberdeen assistant coach, Garrett Strout, to talk a little bit about what Aberdeen has been going through over the last few games after losing to Brookings 2-0, and then a shootout loss to Minot. That over the weekend. We'll talk to him here before we close out the coach's show. Joining us, one of the assistant captains of the Coulee Region Chill, his second appearance on the Chill Coaches Show, Brady Riesgraf. Brady, you got some YouTube videos floating of you out there with like going coast to coast, scoring top shelf. I mean, you got there's some stuff. I don't know if you've seen it online,
I've
Scott,
seen a couple of them, yes.
But man, I'm telling you, when you were at Holy Family, you were lighting the lamp like crazy. Absolutely nuts. Are you familiar with the videos I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them a few times.
You've seen them probably a couple, 2-3 times.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Now you're committed to Bemidji State, and question for you: are you in constant communication with them? Are they telling you things they'd like to see from you while you're here with the Coulee Region Chill?
Yeah, definitely. All the time, you're kind of talking to them back and forth all the time. Stuff you want, stuff they want to see, stuff you're doing good. But yeah, you're kind of in constant communication with them, and I mean, it's good on both sides. You want to hear what you got to get better on, but they also tell you when you're having good games and stuff. So I think it's a really good thing, and they tell you when they're going to come out and watch and stuff, and sometimes they don't, so they surprise you. But
every now and then they kind of pop up there. Now they're kind of going through a little struggles right now, 4-8-2. And do you get a chance? Are you able to watch any of their games after the fact?
No, unfortunately, I'm not. We kind of have games every Friday, Saturday, and it's the same schedule as them.
Schedule, yeah,
so
I know.
It's kind of tough. But I wish I could see a few. But yeah, they're struggling a little bit right now. But
some familiar names you're going to be playing with. Corey Ward is there, who played with Aberdeen last year. Kid from Vegas who was lights out in the North American Hockey League last year. You got to be looking forward to that.
Oh, he's a great player. He's really, really skilled. When I was down at Tri-City this summer, he was there, and he just tore it up. He's a really good player, and I really look forward to playing
He's
with
got
him.
moves that make the Energizer Bunny stand still.
Yeah,
I'll
he
tell you
does.
that.
Yes, he does. And just recently, Jason Ford from Janesville and Ruslan Padan, I think even today, was just committed to Bemidji State. So I know there's a little bad blood between the Janesville Jets and the Coulee Region Chill. Is that you going to be able to deal with that?
I think once we're there, we'll pass it over. But
sure.
I think all those guys are really good players, and Padan's a great defenseman.
What year is this? I got to get this college hockey package when that happens. I'm going to be watching that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So those are guys that you're going to be playing with. You were captain in high school for Holy Family, and you're an assistant captain with the Coulee Region Chill. Tell me about the differences between a high school captain and a North American Hockey League captain.
It's a lot different. Just as far as a standpoint, like here you're in communication with the coach a lot, and you're kind of telling the team, you're trying to help them out and tell them what to do, because a lot of it's put on your shoulders here. In high school, a lot more. The coaches are around a lot more, and they have a lot more run. But here we've got a lot. He's given us a lot of freedom to where he lets us kind of run the team, and us three captains, and I think it's really nice. But there is a lot more responsibility, which is good. But you just gotta kind of be ready to deal with it and handle whatever is thrown at you.
Obviously, it's tough for the guys to look at the win column and see the number that's up there. It's never fun. Nobody wants to see the numbers lower on the W side than the L side. And when guys get down, what kind of role do you have as a captain to try to pump them up and get them a little bit more inspired, or to shake off the feeling of, hey, I don't know if I want to be here if we're going to keep losing type of thing? How much of that rests on you guys as captains?
I think it's a really big deal. Just keep the kids, keep everybody in a good mood. It's really easy to say, and it's really easy to do when you're winning games all the time. But when you start losing, you really get to see kind of what your team's made of and stuff. And so far, everybody's been in a really good mood and stuff. And it's tough because when you're coming off of a record, you don't want to look at it and say, this is what we have, but it's what you got to deal with. And you just kind of, at this point, all you got to say is we got to look forward.
Yeah, Brady, you played a little bit of forward, I would say, in your day, and then you ended up being a center over the weekend. And how was that?
That must have been kind of fun.
How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We got a couple. I got a couple periods up there at forward, so but I think I mainly rest back at defense. But